Do you know how we
This is like a boy band.
I was going to start by saying, do you know how last week we were doing Take That? And I've had a few people that they actually listened or watched the podcast, and they said I went against my roots because I tried to sing a Take That song, and I should have been singing a Westlife song. And then we've got the chair today.
It's the key change chair, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Where they get up from and walk off. Yeah.
And then I'm going to try and sing it now. What? Nobody will listen.
The Westlife song.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Well, that's for another day.
Is that for another day?
I think it might well be.
Everybody's looking. I don't know what part you stand up on.
The key change. You stand up with the key change, don't you?
I'm flying without.
We'll link to a clip on that now.
And I couldn't remember the song. And what is it? We've come a long way, but we're not too sure where we've been.
I don't think that's that song, is it?
We've had good. I don't know.
We've had good time. I don't know.
But remember this.
No, that's not that one, is it?
Is it not?
That's the one when they came back. Back for Goodies was one of the original songs. That one, I think that one was when they. That's the one, yeah. Different song. And I'll sing it. Yeah.
There we go. There's my career just crashed.
I think the other one.
Perfect. Do you know what's gone quiet? Social media's gone dead at the moment for one specific group of people. Stroke sharks.
Go on.
The world of crypto and all the
crypto,
offshoots of
NFTs, forex trading, CFDs, contracts for different, all those things. Yeah, they've all disappeared.
I'll put my hand up and fully confess that I don't know the ins and outs of all of them specifically, and I think maybe that's a good or bad thing, but I have no interest. I know the outside of it, but from a very, very high overview, if we take our world, we always use, I suppose, two main things. Have a plan, or three main things. Have a plan, invest for the long term, and in the best scenario, buy low, sell high. Now, all I can use, and these might not be the exact numbers, but when, let's say, like the Bitcoin was at $60,000, whatever it was, some time ago, and everyone was banging on about it and buy. To me, you were buying high, and they were going on about going to 100,000 and all of this sort of stuff. But now it's absolutely plummeted overnight. And I don't know, it might be at 30,000. I don't know the exact figures. But surely this should be the time when those experts out there are saying buy, and are more active in the market for the long term. Or have they basically panicked, have told people or convinced people that it was a quick win, they've lost half their money potentially overnight, and they're down rabbit holes at the moment. It goes against everything, the exact opposite that we talk about.
Yeah, I think the reason why people are not investing is because the ones who invested, like you said, invested at the high point. They invested money they didn't really have to invest. Like, we have heard of and know of people who refinanced houses, borrowed money to invest in the likes of crypto because they all thought they could jump on this bandwagon of this so-called passive income. And that's a whole different podcast, passive income, because I actually don't think passive income in the format that these people always talk about really exists. You can't buy one property and have passive income. You need 100 properties to really have passive income. But it's never passive. It's the same with crypto and Bitcoin. It's never passive. You're always working on it. They all seem to have vanished. And I think we talk about this in another video, is that when markets turn, because these people are not professionals, not that I'm saying people who trade who are professionals know what they're doing either, because history will tell you that, and the statistics will tell you that, but they really haven't got a clue what to do. The market's turning. They probably promised the sun, moon, and stars to everyone and haven't produced the goods. People had probably made a lot of money, but none of these people exited and took their profits off the table because they didn't know how to time the market to do it, because you need a crystal ball to do that. You all know they don't work. So that's what's probably happened.
It's, don't get me wrong, I'm sure, and there will be, the world of the types of cryptocurrency, whatever it may be, it is going to be there in some format for the next few decades or whatever, because I think it's the way things are going with money and stuff like that. If you look back 25 years ago, 30 years ago, everything was cash. Then, it went to everything was in debit card format. And now technically everything is on, an iPhone or something like that. So the way that money is going forward, and the way investing in that is going is changing. But the big issue is, I think, as you said, far too many people have tried to make a quick win. And we constantly preach that there's no such thing as, doing something quick. It is the long-term gain. If there is a specific reason for something, plan for it. And that can be for anything in life, a child, a new house, a journey, whatever it may be. You have to do a plan. And I think a lot of this crypto stuff and all that has been very reactive of everyone else is making money, I'm jumping on the bandwagon. Now, if somebody has put money in and they leave it there for many, many years and don't need it and aren't paying a loan back or anything like that, maybe they will make money. But I don't know how many people have been sold the dream of, put this in, it'll be times X in a year, 2 years, and you're going to double and treble your money in a short period of time. That doesn't exist. And how many were fudged that unrealistic scenario? Whereas people that have had maybe, Bitcoin for the last decade or however last, have probably made a small fortune. But if they're in it for the long game, great.
Well, if you've held crypto for the last decade, you're going to be extremely well off. But they're the people who've taken the long view on it. Now, there are some cryptocurrency advocates out there who are very honest about the fact that you can't trade this stuff. You need to hold it for the long term, and it is going to be extremely volatile. Now, there is a very, very small percentage of those people out there. And I have seen it because I listened to a podcast from one guy the other day, and that was the one thing he said, that he doesn't advocate the trading of it. It is buy and hold it. The big problem with a lot of this stuff is now the technology behind the blockchain technology is here to stay, and that's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And that's going to, I hope, revolutionize things like the house buying process and things like that. But that's the technology behind it. But actually, the currency, I think it's going to be around. But a good example of this, right? So I've got, I did hold £300 in cryptocurrencies, Ethereum and crypto, purely as a basis to explain to clients how it kind of works. Now, my £300, as anyone who's followed me will know, only once went back up to £300 in the last year that I've held it. It's currently worth £164. But look at the volatility over the last 12 months on there. It's unbelievable. But what is the really confusing thing? Have a look at this. Now, we'll link to this in the actual YouTube video of this, but it'll show you the choice of actual funds available to you. Let's have a look. See all. See all. Right, okay. So this is here. You haven't seen this before, right? This is the list of all the crypto coins. Right, look, I'm still going. I'm still scrolling. This goes on and on. I got bored of scrolling the other day. Right? And like some of these things, like 14 pence is the value of the share, like 82p, 69p. Like Titan Swap. What's that? Hedge Trade, Hexro, ASD.
Grab a blindfold, swipe your thumb up, and then where it stops, you pick. And that's as good a choice as anyone else.
The volatility is unbelievable. Like look at some of these here. Down 0.8%, up 8%, down 3.8%, up 10%, down 18%. It's just like, it's unbelievable. But I'm still going here. I'm still scrolling while we're on this. And it's still, we've hit the bottom, have we? Oh, we have.
No, it's still spinning.
But how crazy is that? Like, look at all these effective, tradable. This is just on one platform. It's unbelievable.
The fear of just seeing something like that is now, even in our day job where we have a CIP called a centralized investment process, we have to have due diligence done every year on why we pick the platform that we've done, and different markers to bench against, plus what we're picking in terms of where people put their money, the funds as a portfolio. So it's benchmark, and we review that annually. Somebody that is unregulated can just say, well, look what has performed over the last 12 months, and you can pick a very, very short period of time, and it can look very, very enticing. But like we all know, you don't look at 5 days, you look at 5 years, because short term is not right.
But none of those coins on that screen or any of those investments are protected by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme.
Yeah.
So if your money disappears or you lose it, you have zero recourse. Zero. You can't get your money back. Everything we invest in are retail funds. Therefore, you have cover from our PII insurance and the Financial Services Compensation Scheme.
I think that the whole crypto thing, and I know it's kind of encompassing everything, and probably the forex trading, whatever it may be. I think it's all based on the greater fool theory that you don't look at it as a long-term strategy. You look at it to try and get in, make something quickly, and get out, and you've made a profit, and you're hoping that there is a greater fool that will buy it from you at a higher price, and you can get shot of it. And that's no way to plan a future or anything with money. Fine, if it's 50 quid and you're having a bit of a giggle, it's no different than putting it on red, black, or green on the roulette wheel. If that's what you want, is a bit of a fun evening out. But doing that with a large sum of money, and large sums of money can range from £100 for somebody to £100,000. It's all the large sum of money is all relevant to you as an individual. But investing in that way is not investing to me. It's gambling. It's picking, like one of, as you said, all of those choices, picking one of them just on the basis of a graph of going up and down. When is the right time to buy into it? When is the right time to sell out of it? How much are you going to lose? It is a minefield. I wouldn't even get involved in it. And I think I have an idea of kind of money and stuff like that over nearly 2 decades of working on this. But that to me is just pure gambling. It can stand to be corrected of the science behind it, but
there's no science behind it. It is gambling. I mean, a lot of these people are trading this based off Steve down the pub or Sarah on Instagram, who's bought all her followers and is saying that crypto's the next best thing, and she's made her clients fortunes from investing in this random coin. But it is. It's just, it is gambling. There's no doubt about it. Okay, it is gambling, and people are putting a lot of risk on the table by investing in these things. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's part of an overall portfolio of, say, maybe makes up 5% of your overall investment portfolio, then that's okay. Okay, and I'm saying that but you'd have to do it because any financial advisor won't invest that for you. But it's a small percentage of your overall assets. Yeah, and that is diversification to an extent, but there is a good chance you will lose all that 5%. Now, and that's the difference. People are investing their rent for next month on this, and that's all the money they have. That's probably a good 99% of people invested in these coins, but people who actually can't really afford it, but they're all after that, chasing the dream they're going to be a millionaire off investing 500 quid. It isn't going to happen. If you invested 500 quid 10 years ago, whatever it was in crypto, it would have been worth a hell of a lot of money now. But you didn't. That's gone. So you've got to face the reality that if you really want to make good income, you've got to make some change in your life, change in your career, change in your job, not by investing in some random coin.
It almost sounds that the talk in a pub of crypto mirrors the talk of a pub the week before Cheltenham. And as an Irish person, I'm supposed to know about horses. I haven't got a bloody clue about them. They've got 4 legs, a front and a back, and that's kind of it. And they're probably brown, black, white and grey. That's it. I'm done at horses on that. But you're in a pub, you're listening to that Cheltenham next week, there is a good runner, and people will put some money on that, but they'll put less money on a horse that has maybe a 15-1 chance, as in there's only 15 in the race. I know there's bigger odds of winning. They put 50 quid on that maximum, because usually they do a 10 or 20 quid, than and they put a lot more, as you say, money that is not earned, money that is borrowed to try and get this quick win. It doesn't exist. And it goes against all that we talk about in the world of proper money and finance, of think of a destination, an end plan, create the roadmap towards that, invest for the long term, hold some money back as an emergency. Don't put all eggs into one basket. Don't look at the short term, look at the long term. Don't be worried when it goes down in value. Don't be excited when it goes up in value, because the overall goal is many, many years down the line. Know that everything that we talk about is the exact opposite to all of this stuff.
Yeah, that's it. The problem is people don't listen to us today. People listen to that person on Instagram who's got a following, which, like I say, they probably bought, so they don't actually have a real following. And they'd rather listen to these people who have no qualification. You know, we've been doing this collectively for over 30 years now. You know, you're a certified financial planner, an internationally recognized qualification at the highest level in our professional industry.
Makes me sound intelligent. Wow.
I'm a chartered financial planner, which is the highest recognition you can hold in the UK for financial services. We kind of know what we're doing. We don't know all the answers, don't get me wrong, because I don't think anyone does. You never stop learning. But people don't listen to people like us. They listen to Sarah on Instagram, who's professing to be a crypto gambler and very good at it, but probably isn't. Actually, probably doesn't even make any money herself. Makes her money from actually charging people to tell them how to make money from it. And that's the problem.
Call somebody out. Is there a crypto person that's on Instagram that will come in and sit down and explain it to us and explain the pros and cons of everything against why you would do it?
Look, we'll happily be converted. You know, if someone can tell us, actually, this isn't gambling, and you know, you can make money from this in the short term or long term. I kind of get you potentially can in the long term, but I'd like to know. Yeah, happily, someone come on this show.
You can make money from everything from the long term, because all you're doing is going, yeah, it will make. But I suppose you caveat that by going, if you invest in, you don't know what's going to happen. But if you invest in the good companies, the great companies of the world, you know, Ford's, Mercedes, VW, Coca-Cola, all of these, they all make a profit. And when they make a profit, they pay out dividends. And when they pay out dividends, you get more money back. So if you are a shareholder, you will make more money. You will make money all of the time, because historically they've done that. And Shell, all of these. Whereas I don't know the fundamentals of an intangible thing such as a piece of digital currency or asset.
Yeah.
Somebody come on, explain. More than happy to sit between us. Pros, cons, and all of that. How they're protected, how they're charged, all of the stuff that we have to talk to people. Why you would tell somebody to do something rather than why you would tell the masses all to do the same thing before you understand the needs, goals, objectives of that person, and then fudge or hide potential losses, the no repercussions to the individual, and what the charges are. If somebody can sit down, it'd be a great chat to have.
So there it is. Challenge opened up. Come on the show and tell us we're wrong.
Do I start saying that?
No, that's next week.